You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history.
We're trotting out and peddling people's racist, sexist, bigoted stereotypes.
And their colleagues have distorted the facts.
Take the worst I say and turn them to a game. Take the best I say and put them on display.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently you're afraid of my words.
Hunter Biden is not above the law. We want to send him to the DOJ, and we want to trust the DOJ to do their job.
I want my Republican colleagues to give me one thing, that I can go campaign on and say we did.
The bill, as I said, codifies one definition of anti-Semitism, a definition that the author says shouldn't be codified.
RICO is not a crime. They want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the shitter to me.
Leadership of the plans to get them back into chambers. That would have been call number 3 with Speaker Pelosi.
You didn't have one call, you didn't have 2 calls, you had 3 calls. So Speaker Pelosi's comments that she didn't speak to were inaccurate.
That is correct, sir.
Welcome to the Off-Label Podcast, your daily dose of sanity in an insane world. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the George Floydians, you know, that the George Floyd cult, can't accept the fact that he had the 4 times the lethal amount of fentanyl running through his system when he died. It's not a thing to them, and they'll defend it to getting violent. A little bit of a weird story, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to check this out. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Seattle mayor. The Seattle mayor actually attacked y'all remember how Antifa, we'll talk about that too, but Antifa went after a Christian rally and attacked them, and now the Seattle mayor is calling that Christian rally a far-right rally. Yeah, it's going to be a wild one, ladies and gentlemen. We got a little bit of a Doge update I want to run through with you guys here too. And you're about to see some change in the budget and I'm not going to say the budget, in our spending. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Let's have a good show.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you can get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like. Find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
The rest of her life in jail, no parole.
An 18-year-old girl in Idaho is facing a felony charge for leaving a newborn baby in a safe harbor baby box at the hospital. On October 13th, Grove Creek Medical Center received an alarm that a baby was placed in the baby box of the medical center. The medical team pulled the baby out of the baby box within 1 minute. It is said that the baby was wrapped in a blanket at that time, and the placenta had not yet detached. After taking out the baby, they found that the newborn baby was cold and not breathing. The police later determined that the baby had lost its life before before being put into the baby box. After a month of investigation, the investigators found 18-year-old Angel N. Newberry. The police said that on October 13th, she drove to the medical center and put the non-breathing baby in the baby box. After returning home, she Googled, "Will I have any trouble if I put a dead baby in the baby box?" The police chief of the authorities said that this was a case that should not have happened, and she could have kept the baby in the baby box while the baby was still alive. Newberry is currently being held in Bingham County Jail. She may spend the rest of her life in prison. This is so sad. She is still so young.
You are pure.
That was loud. I don't know how to feel about that, though. Literally, that's a newborn baby. You didn't even try. You didn't even do anything. The baby died. And then you dropped the dead baby in a baby box. And then wondered if you'd get in trouble for it. Man, there's a lot you could have done. There's a lot you could have done. I can't condone that. Nor can I excuse that. That's fucking horrible. What up, all y'all? How you doing tonight? We got somebody trying to troll. Okay. We got Janine in the house over there. Muffin. We got Jennifer O'Connell and Krause. Janine Shire. And just Rhonda. How you doing? It's been a minute since we've seen you. Let's see. Jennifer O'Connell's with us. Carolyn Hall. How y'all doing? Thank you again to Rob's crew over there on Rumble. Y'all are great. Let's see. We got Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem. B-Job Secure. Jana K. Sharillis. Are that Sharills? Third Rail. How you doing, Third Rail? We got Neurodivergence back. Hyphen. Friday speech? Frida speech? How y'all doing tonight? All right, check this out, though. This is going to be a weird one. Let me hit this one up real quick. Let me get on the right screen. And I can close these down. You see, I'm not even prepared for my own shit tonight. Look at me. I'm screwing this up. But anyway. Look at this. Let me turn these off real quick. That can go. Chat can go. That background. George Floyd's biggest supporters really don't want to talk about fentanyl. Bringing up the fentanyl thing is fucked up. One protester spat. Dozens of residents, this comes from Daily Wire, so dozens of residents filled Chicago's Federal Plaza on May 25th to commemorate the 5th anniversary of George Floyd's controversial death that led to the riots across the world. TPUSA contributor Savanah Hernandez was right there to greet them, asking protesters what they thought of Floyd's autopsy results that showed he died of a fentanyl overdose. She was met with confusion, pushback, and even hostility. Hold the fuck up. Let's go ahead. Savannah. I love Savannah. She does great fucking work. Y'all do actually need to watch her. I remember way back in the day when she was just like producer on Slightly Offensive. She was funny as shit.
People are posting this today. It's page 2 of George Floyd's autopsy report stating that he did not die of life-threatening injuries, but instead that he died of fentanyl. What are your thoughts on that?
It's bullshit. Bringing up the fentanyl thing is up.
The autopsy report.
It's bullshit. How is it bullshit though? It was what was running through his system. And how is it fucked up to bring it up? Because the dude was probably going through cardiac arrest even before they placed him in the car, which is why he was screaming, "I can't breathe," and dropped to his knees. That plus the fact he had COVID, so he probably couldn't breathe. But the dude was already probably going through cardiac arrest when he was placed into the vehicle. Through what I can see from that body camera footage, from what I know about what I've seen from cardiac arrest and everything, what I can actually gather, non-medically trained, But yeah, the dude was probably already going through cardiac arrest before he was placed into that car in the first place.
Report that says there's fentanyl in his system. Why is that relevant to anything?
It's so important for white
For what
people
I just
not
said.
forget George Floyd.
I am a white.
What?
Why is that relevant to anything?
It's so important for white people not forget George Floyd.
I am a white woman and I have privilege, so I want to be able to show up in these spaces and make sure that other communities are safe and have the level of like safety that I have always been afforded in my life.
And if I don't get what I want, I'm just going to go ahead and burn this whole area down because you will bend to my will so everybody can be safe. What?
Oh, look, fentanyl is an issue. Fentanyl is a problem. So whether he was on fentanyl overdose or he was last breath choked to death, regardless, it's an issue.
I think it's...
Okay, so, hey, look, I'm going to give this some thought. I'm going to say, hey, if this is a thing, this is a thing. It's still an issue. He's at least understanding hey, there's a conflict in what's happening in my brain right now, but...
untrue and propaganda that he died from a fentanyl overdose.
He was a person. He's a human being. And I feel like me as a person, I feel like everybody deserved to be treated like a human being. He couldn't breathe. So, like I was saying earlier, there's two parts to every story.
Let's just pretend that like it was from the drug. Let's just pretend, right? Who cares? That's exactly like that's not how he died, you know?
America is still racist. America was racist even more than what it exhibits today.
Everybody's got something and they dig it up and they blow it out of proportion. Maybe he did have fentanyl in his system. I don't.
4 times the lethal amount running through his system at the time. You don't care that this dude has 4 times the lethal amount of fentanyl running through his system at the time of his death. Because a white guy kneeled on him. I'm sorry. Yeah, Muffin caught it. They purposely did that. They purposely did that. Funny nonetheless, but they purposely did that, yes.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
What do you think about people still sharing this type of narrative about his death in 2025?
I think either they're really naive, that's the best of them, and the rest of them are white supremacists who don't want people of color to be treated with airdom.
It's 2025. Like, are we fucking kidding right now?
Do you feel like if George Floyd was white, the narrative surrounding his death would be different?
Absolutely. And you know what? Everyone would know. Like, I mean, everyone knows about George Floyd, but like, absolutely, that's a great question.
Justice for justice.
How many white people can you name that have been shot by the police in an unarmed situation where they shouldn't have been killed? That'd have been my follow-up question. Dude, I cannot believe this. I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, it's just quotes and everything from that point on. On May 25th, 2020, a store owner in Minneapolis called the police on a counterfeit bill, blah, blah, blah. Chauvin was convicted of murder, sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. He's shanked in a prison. Yeah, all types of things for him. And there was talk about Trump was supposed to pardon this dude. There's state-level offenses that are going to keep him behind bars. I guess it would be a moral thing. But what good would it do? I don't know. But for people to not still... Y'all did this shit. You rioted around for a fucking whole summer. You were laying siege to D.C. All because this motherfucker died from a drug overdose. And you made it into something it wasn't. Just like that woman said. That's the level of commitment people have to this shit. There's no way that you cannot come across any information now that would prove any other way than what they're thinking unless you forcefully, actively I just fucking derailed myself. Unless you actively avoid it, there is no way in hell that you cannot see this shit now. There's no way in hell that you cannot have this information just pass you by and never go unheard, unseen, or anything like that. Unless you actively try to avoid it. Again, Daily Wire, look. Pardon's not going to matter. They're state level offenses. Jesus Christ. Morally, maybe. Like I said, morally it would be great to actually do. You know, because of all that. With the federal charges that he had against him, morally it would be great to do. But it would change nothing. But I do want to hit up this one right here. And I want all of y'all to hear this. This is cool as shit. I like this. He's an asshole just like me. That's why I actually want to say he's a good president. But
and others. And I think we have an amazing, if we pull this off, remember we have 0 Democrat votes because they're bad people. There's something wrong with them. You know, they'll let people pour into our country. Single biggest problem is we had 21 million people pour into our country, probably higher than that. And they're people that weren't supposed to be here. And many of those people are bad. Murderers, drug dealers, mentally insane. They were closing mental institutions all over the world.
I want to say open ours back up again. Pinochet's helicopter tours for the two. I watched a cop mag dump a magazine into his own cruiser, perform an unnecessary ninja roll, reload, and mag dump again at a handcuffed person over an acorn. Anything is possible. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! You know.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. YouTube's gonna ding. The motherfucker heard an acorn drop from the tree onto the vehicle and thought it was a gun going off. Now, it is a testament either to God's good graces or their horrible shooting. The dude inside the vehicle was not touched. Out of everybody shooting, both of those officers were shooting into the vehicle and the dude inside was not touched. I know exactly what you're talking about with that, Pinochet. But yeah, let's get back to this one because I like it. Oh, no, not that one. This one.
Not South America, all over the world, they're coming into our country and we're getting them out. But we're having a hard time because some judges aren't making it very easy for us. And it's tough enough. They approved that. They allowed that to happen to our country. We don't have one Democrat vote. And if I were a Democrat, I'd be voting for this bill and I'd get elected to any position
He might have
I want
PTSD. I don't know, but
they're crazy. They're voting for a 65% tax increase.
Yeah.
And they're only doing it for hatred. They're not doing it for any reason.
Yep.
They know it's terrible. Terrible politics, in my opinion. But so we have no Democrat votes. That means we have to get almost all Republican votes. And I think we're very close to doing that. I think it'll be very successful. Yeah, please.
Look, I know this is a dirty ass game, and I've been covering how this has been playing out this entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the death rattle of the Democrat Party. It is. It is the death rattle of the Democrat. You're going to sit there and just because Orange Man is in office, vote to raise my fucking taxes 67%. Instead of dealing with the inflation that you caused. You're going to make me pay for it just because Orange Man is in office. the fuck? We've been covering this for a minute. I need to bring back those committee hearings with y'all. Have some more committee hearing times where you just sit down and listen to one. When a good one comes up, there are some I do still need to track back and listen to. I've fallen off on that, but we need to bring that back. Because that's a lot of fun. Especially if y'all sit there and actually listen to the arguments, because there's no argument to be had about any of it. Anything that's brought up in these. But, ladies and gentlemen, y'all remember 23 violent Antifa thugs attacking the Christian worship event at Cal Anderson Park? No? Oh yeah, this was Saturday.
Crazy arrest happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, backing up. Multiple arrests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people arrested. Multiple Antifa militants, maybe another one here.
Oh.
Behind the bikes. Hey, how are you? Any comments, sir? What's going on here?
We're enforcing the law. That's all we're doing. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's the latest from SPD right now. The men and women of SPD doing their job. Think about the risk they're taking right now, just trying to keep the peace here at Cal Anderson Park. Again, today started off with a peaceful Christian rally to stand with children against transgender ideology. Dozens of Antifa militants dressed up in black bloc now trying to disrupt, pushing cops, fighting. Absolutely insane melee here right now.
Come on now. Come on now.
Now, there are brawls.
No, I'm not going to let that slide. Dude. How do you get thrown down a hill like that? How do you get thrown down that hill? I'm sorry. I had to call it out.
There are brawls happening. I can't keep track of what's happening, what's where. This is all being live streamed. Multiple. Guys, we got a huge brawl going on. Antifa and police. I know you're following. We got arrests happening right now. Antifa militants.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple people being arrested right now. Get out of here. Police Antifa. Wow, we got some arrests going down here.
They're doing their jobs now.
Antifa militants being arrested now. Wow. We're going to have dozens of arrests today, guaranteed.
Look, you got one right there just standing around. He's right there, dressed in all black, covered up everything. Come on, grab his ass. Pull him in for questioning. This bitch too. They're doing their jobs. And this is all because Trump's been threatening to cut funding to the schools and everything like that. Because of all this going down, like they're setting trash cans on fire, barricading themselves in libraries. They are literally trying to fight police that come out with trash can lids as shields. Don't ask. But anyway, they LARP. That's what they do with the LARPing thing. But Antifa coming out there, y'all got dressed in all fucking black, making it damn obvious. But that's how you can get off, because prove it was me. That kind of thing. You have no evidence other than the arresting officer's word that it was you when he took that mask off your face. There's nothing else unless his body cam footage is in there as well. But we haven't seen any of that yet. However, the fact that colleges are actually starting to crack down, they're starting to arrest people, and they're not afraid of reining these motherfuckers in. They attacked a Christian rally that wasn't doing shit, but probably singing, hymns and blessing people and they attacked it. The fuck? But they're getting arrested for it. And check this out. The mayor? That shit's a far-right rally now. After leftist radicals, where is this from? Oh yeah, this is from the Daily Wire too. After leftist radicals, some cloaked in black and wearing masks, attacked a Christian rally in Seattle on Saturday. We just saw all of that. The rally at the Cal Anderson Park, described by Harrell as Seattle's most prominent LGBTQ plus neighborhood, prompted the arrest of at least 22 people, Fox 13 reported, which added Mayor Harwell is now directing the Parks Department to review the circumstances of the rally organizer's application. Mayday USA, a rally organizer, is reportedly described as a faith-based activist group that calls on Christians to speak out against abortion, child trafficking, and perceived moral decline of society. You know, anything that would be considered right-wing. Ladies and gentlemen, also, take a look at the little ground news bar up there. Out of all 7 sources reporting on this right now, it's 100% right-leaning. All you lefties out there don't even know this is actually fucking happening. But in the wake of Saturday's altercation, Harrell released the following statement in which he called the service a far-right rally and declared there was an extreme right-wing national effort to attack our trans and LGBT communities. Let's see. You got it here? Gimme. Oh, you just got that. Come on now. Daily Wire, you little bitch. Here it is. Seattle, Washington, on May 27th at 5 p.m., evangelicals and conservatives are coming together from across the Washington to stand up for the religious bigotry. No, that was, of the mayor, Bruce Harrell. In a show of force, hundreds will rally on the steps of, this already seems like, what is this? For immediate release on May 26th. Okay, here we go. Following the Mayday USA worship event in Cal Anderson on Saturday, Mayor Harwell had the audacity to issue a press release blaming Christians for the premeditated violence of Antifa, which resulted in the hospitalization of Seattle Police Department personnel and the arrest of 23 Antifa agitators. Under Mayor Harwell's leadership, the city of Seattle has continued to spiral into lawlessness and dysfunction, while the First Amendment rights of citizens to peaceably assemble have been disregarded. Mayor Harwell has aligned himself with the most extreme elements of Antifa and other radical groups while understaffing and undermining the Seattle Police Department and their mission to protect the residents of the Emerald City. Mayor Harwell has lost both the ability and authority to lead the city of Seattle and must apologize and resign immediately. Seattle deserves better than a radical leftist who tramples on the religious freedom of citizens while providing cover for the violent extremists to abuse the police officers, attack Christians, and destroy a city. That comes from The Pursuit for immediate release. Rattle in Seattle, planned for May 27th. Oh shit. I don't even know. Oh, that was Johnson also released an announcement of the planned Tuesday rally. Where was the video of that? No, there wasn't a video of that one, was it? I was trying to chase that back, but I couldn't. Yeah, this was the story. My bad. I'm all kinds of scuttlebutt today, ladies and gentlemen. Seattle is proud of our reputation as welcoming inclusive city for LGBT communities, and we stand with our trans neighbors when they face bigotry and injustice. Today's far-right rally was held here for this very reason, to provoke a reaction by promoting beliefs that are inherently opposed to our city's values. In the heart of Seattle's most prominent LGBT neighborhood. When the humanity of trans people and those who have been historically marginalized is questioned, we triumph by demonstrating our values through our words and peaceful protest. We lose our voice when this is disrupted by violence, chaos, and confusion. Wait. So are you trying to tell me that you believe that the Christians went in there attacking people? Because that's the only way any of this would make sense. Or are you just another captured mayor and getting paid for this shit? Anarchists infiltrated the counter-protesters group and inspired violence, prompting SPD to make arrests and ask organizers to shut down the event early, which they did. While there are broad First Amendment requirements around permitting other events under free speech protections, I am directing the Parks Department to review all of the circumstances of this application to understand whether they were legal location alternatives or other adjustments that could have been pursued. The police department will complete an after-action report of this event, including understanding preparation, crowd management tactics, a review of arrests, and citations. So, how the fuck are you going to sit here and say, yeah, we allowed this to happen? The protest was here. It was legal. It was signed off. They did everything they needed. You got people coming up here in black uniforms, 23 of these motherfuckers, trying to start a fight with people, and somehow, it's their fault because they were in the wrong place? Like, how can you even rationalize that in your fucking mind? That is beyond stupid to believe that the Christian rally had any part in causing this, or was the dominant part of causing it, unless you were trying to say that the people that attacked the Christian rally had the right to do so. That's the only way any of this is any kind of justification for it. One of the participants in the rally, Russell Johnson, led the lead pastor at Pursuit Northwest, wrote on X that Harrell claimed he was targeted because he was biracial, noting, let's see, Mayor Seattle tries to reach out to me via Bugs. Okay, so show more. It's all right here. Okay. Mayor Seattle tries to reach out to me via back channels. I told his folks, if I'm happy to talk after he apologizes and retracts his bigoted statements about people of faith. Crickets. Now he releases a statement saying he is being intimidated because he is biracial. That is how you know we are winning. This is how you know his resignation is impending. Mayor of Seattle, you attacked us in public, and you will be held to account in public. If you want to talk, me and thousands others will be on your doorstep Tuesday at 5 p.m. Holy shit. Like, I can't understand the justification in any of that. You're going to sit there and say that they were the problems just because they were in the wrong place? And it's their fault because you placed them there? Like, come on, we know these rallies are, okay, you want to be permanent in this location. You could have said, hey, no, that would be a bad idea because those type of people might get rowdy. Or you might have known that was coming in the first damn place and, like they do, try to start the summer of love. Are we going back into 2.0 now? Is this what it's going to be? Because we're already seeing these riots happen on our campuses. There was a riot in New York City not too long ago. Dude, they're doing it again. I'm not... We're going down that rabbit hole again, ladies and gentlemen. The same shit. And it's going to be over something stupid this time. The straw that breaks the camel's back is going to be something fucking stupid. And I guarantee it. It's just going to be a fuck it whatever moment. The legal group Alliance Defending Freedom is considering getting involved. Alliance Defending Freedom is evaluating legal action against Mayor of Seattle and City of Seattle officials following the violent disruption of the Mayday USA worship event. Well fucking done. Okay, yeah, we also released that announcement. That was the one that I was reading. the end there. So yeah, these motherfuckers come in. I'm just going to get a freeze frame of, let's see. Let's put it here. These motherfuckers right here. They come in trying to disrupt like they always do, start riots and start people to agitate and get angry. They start getting arrested because the police ain't having none of that shit on campuses in that area, I guess. About goddamn time you got your balls up, boys. So they arrest 23 of these motherfuckers. And the mayor says, no, hold on. It's the Christians' fault because we put them there. It's their fault because we put them there. Because they're Christians and it's a far right and attack against LGBTQ and no, fuck you. Well done. I'm gonna say it. Well done. This is gonna be fun to lead this rabbit hole down. This is gonna be a fun ride because this may be the crack of Antifa then. Now, granted, we'll see what happens. The administration isn't gonna play ball with them. They're not gonna get that free pass. You ain't gonna have Kamala Harris sending out fucking tweets about how they can get rioters out of prison. Yeah, y'all remember that? Minnesota Freedom Fund? That was our vice president? Yeah. They don't have that now. I don't know. Bringing that in, the chances of Summer of Love 2.0 happening lower. But then again, they'll just bring more people in. Frightening thought, is it not? We may go through the Summer of Love again over the stupidest things. But can't forget about that was the this one. Where are we at? 7:35. We may just go ahead and just end it at this hour mark. I got it tonight. I can't. I'm tired. Davey already, he backed out because he's not feeling well. I'm tired. I got nobody to bounce off of. So I'm running the show. And we'll just go for the full hour. I appreciate the fuck out of y'all. But yeah. This is coming from Kelly Loeffler. This is the Small Business Administration Secretary. We're investigating fraud. The Biden administration has shifted it under the rug, and we wanted to forgive fraudulent loans. We're getting back to holding people accountable, but it's not just fraud. It's waste and abuse. We are getting rid of $3 billion in wasteful contracts. Hold the fuck up.
$130 million in inappropriate loans. Then what happens at the SBA?
Well, we get to work. We're investigating fraud. The Biden administration had shifted it under the rug and wanted to forgive fraudulent loans. We're getting back to holding people accountable for fraud in this agency. And that's certainly something that's just part of what DOJ is helping with. It's not just fraud, it's waste and abuse. And we found billions at this agency, which, by the way, will be made permanent. We are getting rid of $3 billion in wasteful contracts. And what I'm excited about is we can do that. We can make the DOJ cuts permanent. And we can have the big, beautiful bill, which is really brilliant in terms of what it does, because it cuts $1.6 trillion in wasteful spending, in mandatory spending. And then we will also have the DOJ cuts on top of it. And we know that President Trump supports both, getting rid of the mandatory spending as well as the DOJ cuts, which are so important.
But we're curious how something...
Hey. $3 billion in wasteful contracts. That Doge clock over there, that's like 484 billion right now. When that hits 2 trillion and all of that is cut out from the system, the American people will give $5,000 a person, I believe. I'd have to check that out and see how that rolls out. Now, is it enticing to do? Hell yeah. But I want it to be cut right. However, what I've been seeing from Doge come out, everything that's been recommended, everything that they have released, 100% agree with. There's no reason we need to be sending LGBTQ magazines to some other country halfway across the fucking world. It should be a thing. Being hyperbolic. Kind of, but not really. We did that. Anyway, we shouldn't be doing that. The wasteful spending needs to stop. That kind of shit needs to be cut the fuck out. And that's what they're actually finding in the system. I want y'all to understand that. This is what they're cutting out of the system. $3 billion in wasteful contracts. $3 billion of your money. For no reason. They just found some more. I want to see what's coming up. But here's another thing that's coming up. It sounds like NPR and PBS. They're getting cut. They're getting their fundings cut.
Rumor has it that we got a big rescission package and Elon Musk.
No Rumble tonight. I'm going to call it at 8.
Coming up. Can you confirm it?
I can. We'll be sending that up on Monday or Tuesday whenever the House is back in session. They will get our first rescissions bill. And again, this has been proposed and we've talked about it. We want to make sure that Congress passes its first rescissions bill, including the Doge, and we will send more if they pass it. And so this is the first one is foreign aid, USAID cuts, many of the waste and garbage that was funding not only wasteful but hurting our foreign policy, but also the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and NPR. We'll be sending that up and we're working with Congress. And we've had good conversations to make sure that they knew what was coming. They had some input as to changes that could be made to make it something that could pass the House. And we're excited for that to occur next week.
Simple majority, is that what you need up there?
Simple majority in both the House and the Senate, and the virtue of this is that it's a process that also evades the Senate filibuster. So again, it needs to pass, and so we are being very careful that we do not use our procedural opportunities and in going down a path that won't lead to passage. But we're pretty confident the House and the Senate are going to work with us to get this thing into law.
The simple majority is all you need. Now you have a very, very, very small lead in both. What is it? 3 houses in the, or 3 seats in a house? What is that? Hold on. Let's look at that. There's been a lot of flopping around here lately with that. And a lot has been on the MacGyver might be serving time. That means that seat's going to be up. Images. May 21st of 2025 out of 435. You see, there are 3 seats still open. Fuck. Oh, this is Wikipedia, but let's see. They usually are good about that. What do they say? Members for the Senate majority, the President, House majority, Mike Johnson, Sessions. Members, leadership party, summary, members, here we go. Oh, you doing this? Just give me the dot thing. But yeah, they just got like a little slim majority in the fucking House. And the Senate, the slim majority in the Senate. And you got people that are, I don't know what these two. Oh, were these the 2 Democrats that turned Republican? But they still vote Democrat? I mean, that's a slim chance. Somebody's going to get their hands greased for this, ladies and gentlemen. What are you willing to give up for this shit? Seriously, what are you willing to give up for that? NPR. PBS. Yeah, it's a small little amount of funding, but why are we funding our own propaganda? Questions for another time. I do want you to know, I'm actually starting to believe this Doge shit is actually real. And this is what needs to be cut. And these are the things they are actually finding because they've gotten a lot accomplished. I'm sorry. Prices are starting to come down. This administration is showing signs of being great. I'm just going to go ahead and say it until all the Epstein shit comes out. Fuck Pam Bondi. Get out from behind the camera and stand on the front line. But Pete Hegseth has something to say to y'all, ladies and gentlemen.
To serve as the Secretary of Defense. He gave all of us and me the mission of restoring the warrior ethos. And we're focused on that every single day. Now, one way we're doing this is by finding out what works at DOD and also what doesn't work. And that begins by finding out where we are spending taxpayer dollars. Now, part of what we've uncovered is that the Defense Department has become very much over-reliant on management, consultants, and contractors.
Yep.
We found that we likely have more contractors than we have civilian employees. And many of them, those contractors, are making more money than our career senior executive employees.
Yep.
To give you one example, the Air Force, working as a team with DOGE, cut that department's largest management consulting program. This joint team conducted a line-by-line audit of over 50 contract vehicles, saving $1 billion on the current program, $1 billion, and canceling its $3.8 billion extension, which we all know inevitably would have been spent.
What have I been telling you? Anybody that knows his channel, y'all have been here for a while. I was a private military contractor. 20 hours a month I would literally work. Everything else I was just sitting around and counting bags of screws while bullshitting at work. No bullshit. That is not a lie. I would work 20 hours a month as a private military contractor. Every day I was getting paid. Sometimes, if we needed to, we'd pull overtime just to get some things out the way. Never really accounted for. We put it on other projects that we never even touched. That's where your wasteful spending comes from, ladies and gentlemen. But continue, Mr. Hegseth.
These, combined with other reviews over the past 2 weeks, have resulted in, get this, more than $5 billion in savings for the Department of Defense. Yes, $5 billion in addition to the over $5 billion we've already found in working with DOGE. So that brings the tally now to over $10 billion in real savings at the Department of Defense working with DOGE. And we're just getting started. I've empowered the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Steve Feinberg, a man with decades of practical executive experience in the private sector.
I like Steve.
To work with the services and DOGE to review all of our consulting contracts. We need to replace wasteful spending in favor of a culture focused on, get this, actual financial responsibility and stewardship, so that our limited funds are spent better.
Let's put it this way. We had a team of 10 people. And if you even wanted round-the-clock coverage, all you had to do was pay for 4 of us. That was it. We all knew each other's jobs. We all knew everything. We could have done inventory. Fuck, if inventory came into the building and it was a big one for them, or they were doing a rush job, we came down from the integration fucking lab to help them run inventory. I helped the quality control woman do her fucking job to pick up a hammer that they got from fucking, what was it, Harbor Freight? No, it wasn't Harbor Freight. It was Lowe's. I picked up a hammer that came from Lowe's. It was shipped from Lowe's into them just to pick it up and say, yes, that's a 20-ounce hammer. Check off that fucking list. I got paid for that. And somehow that hammer actually did turn out to be $397 by the end of it. There's a lot of shady shit in it. I get it. You gotta keep people employed. You gotta keep them working, right? What happens when these big rush orders come along and we got all this shit? What are you gonna do? You ain't got the manpower then. We could stage up to that point until that part comes in, rush that part through, and then continue building. I can streamline this. It's not a problem. No, shut up and sit down. Fuck you then. Yeah.
On, things like healthcare and mission-related programs for our warfighters and their families. And that's why today I'm signing 3 separate memos.
Unemployed people yell a lot. I yell a lot, and I'm still employed.
Bureaucracy and moving money toward the needs of our warfighters. The first memo, and all 3 are right in front of me right here, responsibly reduces the number of management consultants and contractors.
It was destroyed. At least everything incriminated. Yeah, it was gone. It's gone.
Frontline fighters, they're giving us PowerPoints that we need less of, and we need more actual application. Second, the second memo lays out needed reforms to the department's usage of executive assistants. Think about proper ratios. And the third restructures the department's operational and test evaluation office, which will make testing and fielding weapons more efficient so that warfighters get what they need faster. Again, we worked with the services. These are changes, especially that last one, that they really want in order to go faster with the capabilities that they need. So we're committed to reducing bloated bureaucracy and wasteful spending in favor of increased lethality. That's a trade-off I will take every single day. Converting consultants into combat power. That's what we're doing here at the Defense Department.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to lie. I like that move. You're cutting all the spending. And, of course, everything's going to increase because all these wasteful, lazy-ass motherfuckers who ain't doing shit because they got a government job and they think they're okay, now they get cut and everybody else is like, oh, shit, I could be next. Let me fucking work. I was comfortable with my government job, and then the fucking housing market crashed, and we couldn't pump any more money into the war, so I was laid off. And I just had that whole thing. I was like, I was laid off because this country could not fund war any further. Maybe I shouldn't be in this field. Because my whole existence, everything that I can do, is dependent on whether this country is at war or not. I don't like that thought. And I never went back to the shit. But if you're cutting that shit, private military complex, the industrial, military industrial complex. Private companies, y'all are about to be hurting. But, another one. You think if they were illegal, these motherfuckers would keep their heads down, right?
Illegal migrant now in custody after allegedly writing that he'll self-deport after shooting President Trump. In a letter that he sent to an ICE agent, the 54-year-old Mexican national has illegally entered the U.S. at least 9 times and has a lengthy rap sheet. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem reacting in a statement saying, quote, thanks to our ICE officers, this illegal alien who threatened to assassinate President Trump is behind bars. All politicians and members of the media should take notice of these repeated attempts on President Trump's life and tone down their rhetoric. I will continue to take all measures necessary to ensure the protection of President Trump. All right, John?
Is someone illegal sent a letter to a goddamn ICE officer saying he'll self-deport when he shoots Trump in the head. It can't be real, right? We are tired of this president messing with us Mexicans. We have done more for this country than you white people. You have been deporting my family, and I think it is time Donald J. Trump get what he is coming to him. I will self-deport myself back to Mexico, but not before I use my 30-yard 6 to shoot your precious president in his head. I will see him at one of his big rallies. Guys. I'm going to take this full fucking screen. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. When I tell you they are giving aid and comfort to those who levy war against us, I mean it. An illegal immigrant who has come into this country 9 fucking different times has a rap sheet a fucking mile long. Okay, I'm being hyperbolic, you get it. But he's been arrested a lot. This motherfucker has committed crimes within our borders, been here 9 fucking times, been removed 9 fucking times, because this is the 10th one now at this point, from what I can understand. And this motherfucker feels like he's more American than you, so he's just going to shoot the president of the United States. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of these real quick. When does your country cease to become your country? And we have shown it several times here. We do have that document from the United Nations explaining why all these immigrants are coming here and why all this happened. Newsflash, it's not replacing white people. It's trying to boost the fucking working economy because there's not enough people coming into the economy to keep anything functional anymore. But that was on them as well. They told you to stop having kids. They told you to have a career. They told you to abort your children. They told you to sterilize your children. And then all of a sudden, they flood your country with illegals. And just like that document shows, if you do that, for economy to keep at a 1995 level, to reach that peak efficiency of our country economically, once again, you would have to continue to pump 10 million people into this country every year until 73% of this country is immigrants. When do you not have a country anymore, guys? 21 million that we know of now. 21 million that we know of have come through that border. You know how many times we were talking about how many were coming through? Nobody knows because they count the gotaways. They don't count these people that got away because of this reason. They don't do. We had no clue. Now we're getting around 21 million people that we know of into this country. You got Tren de Aragua taking over your housing complexes. I mean, 17 last time anything was ever reported about that. 17 states were reporting that Tren de Aragua was taking over apartment complexes in their fucking cities. You have MS-13. A leader of MS-13 was 30 minutes away from fucking DC. And again, like I've said before, you take a look at that, what was it, the Kerry Lake thing. When the audio was leaked about somebody bribing Kerry Lake to step the fuck down, if you listen to that shit, he says, by the way, I hear the cartels are working in all 50 states. And they just brush it off. And I thought that was kind of weird. I brought it up to Davey. Lo and behold, what was it? 4 or 5 months later, Tren de Aragua starts popping up everywhere. We track that shit, at least 17 states. And that was the last time I heard anything about that. These motherfuckers are levying war against you as an American citizen. And the ones that are actually trying to bring these people to keep them here, they are committing treason to cover up sedition. And I say that because they are giving aid and comfort to those who levy a war against you to overthrow this government and make it whatever the fuck they want. Not being hyperbolic, chuck it all the fuck back. That's happening. So when I say things like Kazakhstan this bitch, which I do kind of do a lot, is we need to make merch with that. That'd be awesome merch. Davies lesbian restoration, that was a fun one too. But yeah, when I say things like that, I'm talking about the fact that they are literally trying to take over your government with all this bullshit. And I say they as in the fucking cult that can't walk the fuck away. Do they have the power now? No. Will it happen again? Absolutely. Unless we see accountability for the things that have happened along the way that have already happened. You start seeing accountability with that, people might hold the fuck up. People might stop. You got universities that are actually starting to arrest people who are trying to get violent on campuses now. Because if they don't, they're going to have their funding pulled by the federal government. Police are actually getting the balls up to be able to do something in fucking deep blue areas, guys. That was fucking Seattle. Y'all remember the Chaz Shop area. Y'all remember what happened with Seattle back in 2020. That was on the Seattle fucking campus. I mean, will they have the power this time? No. But I feel like that's desperation after that point. We all know what happens with desperate people, right? This shit's about to get wild. And I'm going to be here for it all. I'm going to cover it all. I'm going to go hard on this shit. Because this will be the dumbest reason for the riots of this season. I would leave y'all with that. Appreciate the fuck out of every single one of you. You guys are amazing as hell. And I'm just rambling on because I'm tired as fuck, but I still got to do something because I said I would. This is what you wanted. This is what you made me do. So I got to do it. Love the fuck out of all of y'all. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you again later.
Comes a president. We can't start our own little business here.
That's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream. Living right, that's the thing. Every night got a team. I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I'll get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay. I just lose it, have no shame. I admit it. Looking on me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.